ॐ पार्थाय प्रतिबोधितां भगवता नारायणेन स्वयं व्यासेन ग्रथितां पुराणमुनिना मध्ये महाभारतम् अद्वैतामृतवर्षिणीं भगवतीमष्टादशाध्यायिनीम् अम्ब त्वामनुसन्दधामि भगवद्गीते भवद्वेषिणीम् योऽन्तः प्रविश्य मम वाचमिमां प्रसुप्तां सञ्जीवयत्यखिलशक्तिधरस्वधाम्ना अन्याश्च हस्तचरणश्रवणत्वगादीन् प्राणान्नमो भगवते पुरुषाय तुभ्यम् सर्वेभ्यः नमांसि. As we were discussing about lessons from Bhagavad Gita, here is a next piece of discussion between Krishna and Arjuna. Basically, Krishna is the one trying to counsel Arjuna, as Arjuna is one representative of many such confused person in a critical situation. Till then, Arjuna was very, very clear about what to do and what not to do. He was very clear about what to achieve and what not, or what one has to pursue in life and what is not. But at that very critical moment, Arjuna became completely confused and ambiguity raised to the maximum possible, and the ability to discriminate people who are good, who are bad, was just lost. For a simple reason, he was actually trying to be one amongst, or making Kauravas as part of his own family, extended family. In fact, everybody in that battlefield was either directly or indirectly relatives. Either they have a blood relation or some vidya sambandha, or different types of relation that exists. Arjuna had with every member in the battlefield. So in that very critical moment, Arjuna could not decide whether to fight Kauravas, whether to fight those people who he respected, who guided Arjuna to walk through the life, guided Arjuna in all his academic progress, guided Arjuna in life lessons. So Arjuna had to kind of he lost an ability to discriminate and got literally confused whether to fight these Kauravas and people whom he respected a lot in their life. So people say Partha is not just Partha, he is having an apartha in his mind. Partha is an apartha when the situation came, when the critical moment came in his life. So the entire Bhagavad Gita is nothing but one person who has a clarity in one's own life and rest of the universe is trying to console and counsel someone who is in a very critical moment of what decision has to be taken in that specific moment. So even the description that we come across by the commentators on Bhagavad Gita, specifically Acharya Shankara, he says, Shoka mohabhyam hataha. The shoka and moha have been engulfing Arjuna's mind so that he is completely, utterly confused to take a right decision in the right moment. Therefore, all the effort, Krishna's effort, is only to discard this shoka and moha from the mind of Arjuna. This is the background in which the conversation between Arjuna and Krishna continues. It is just an instance keeping this conversation between Krishna and Arjuna. The Vedic tradition, Sanatana Dharma, wants to convey a set of knowledge, not just an ambiguity, but many such factors in life when we come across what kind of behavior, what kind of responses have to be practiced and exercised is the whole content of Bhagavad Gita. So, on a content analysis of Bhagavad Gita, many people have come across these three major sections within Bhagavad Gita. That one is karma, the second section is bhakti, the third section being jnanam. Here, karma is, in simple terms, action. Are they saying about any kind of action? Are they selectively saying these are the types of actions that one needs to perform? Or is it generally about any kind of karma? No. So there is a big section within Bhagavad Gita to narrate the whole concept of what is karma, what needs to be considered karma, what kinds of karma one may anticipate in life, what kind of responses one may get when anyone performs in one's in certain way in a very different setup. Therefore, we find an elaborated, abstract, and principles of the concept of very karma has been the first section within Bhagavad Gita that needs to be understood by the audience, the readers of Bhagavad Gita. This is one major section. The second is very interesting. This is called bhakti. Bhakti or Shraddha to some extent, or Upasana also can be said. In English, in general, it is either contemplation or devotion or some other terms have been associated with the concept of bhakti in Sanskritam. So, this is the second section. In fact, this a section lies as a bridge between the first and last sections of Bhagavad Gita, that is karma and jnanam. The section called bhakti or upasana works as a bridge, works as a transition period of a commuter. Therefore, many aspects have within bhakti are related either to karma or to jnana. So it is called karmanga upasana and jnananga upasana. Upasana being part or an auxiliary to karma, or upasana or contemplation being auxiliary to jnanam, the knowledge. Therefore, this section called bhakti is not completely independent of its influence or to exercise this bhakti, but it is split into two, one section belonging to karma, the second section belonging to jnanam. Therefore, these terms are very much in practice: karmanga upasana and jnananga upasana. So, this is the second section of Bhagavad Gita, where we have chapters like Vibhuti Yoga and Vishwarupa Darshana and Bhakti Yoga. So these are all the narration or the detailed description about bhakti or upasana. The third section is all about jnanam. Jnanam, anubhavikam jnanam, the experiential knowledge. It is not just theoretical understanding of some content intellectually, but it is experienced through all the existence, all the identities that we have at the level of Annamaya Kosha, Pranamaya Kosha, Manomaya Kosha, Vijnanamaya Kosha, and Anandamaya Kosha. In all these koshas, when we experience as a direct experience, then it is called Jnanam. So, this Jnanam, whenever any Shastra narrates anything about Jnanam, it is related to Jnanam of Brahma. There are terms generally misunderstood that in common usage, it will be so diluted. People think Brahma is some four-faced entity or someone who creates the whole world, like Zoom, the world is created. Not that kind of Brahma, what is discussed in the section of Jnanam, but it is all about reality. There are two types of realities available in the universe. One is changing reality, the other one is non changing reality. So, changing reality is the whole journey of the very universe itself. It's not one unit within the whole cosmos has this journey, but the journey of cosmos itself. This is changing reality. To give few examples for changing reality, our body changes, the environment changes, there are seasons changing, there are eclipses happening, there are things in the environment outside the prakriti, within and outside prakriti there is a drastic change. So this very change in which this happens, this is called changing reality. This is also real, this is happening, it's happening all the time, irrespective of the time and place. Change is inevitable, and this is one of the realities. The second reality is the non changing reality, which is absolute, which never changes its true nature, because there are no attributes within. The change can happen only if there are gunas, if there are attributes, if there are features within an entity. If there are no features, if there are no qualities, if there are no qualifying factors within an entity, how can you anticipate the change in a system? Therefore, that non changing, which is absolute with nature, we call it as Nirguna Brahma. The changing reality is Saguna Brahma. So, knowing not just absolute reality, but even changing reality is also part and parcel of the section called Jnanam in Bhagavad Gita. So, when we comprehend these three sections within Bhagavad Gita, then only it is a fairly complete and a comprehensive understanding of Bhagavad Gita. Just by one or two shlokas, having knowledge about it will not make, but it needs to be a comprehensive and complete, and in its whole we need to understand bit by bit. So this effort of learning Bhagavad Gita while chanting, while understanding different shlokas, um, uh, this is an effort to give an overall picture of the purpose, the mechanism, and the audience, and who is eligible and who is not. So, all those factors we will discuss in the upcoming sessions. So, with this, ॐ सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनः सर्वे सन्तु निरामयाः सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु मा कश्चित् दुःखभाग् भवेत् ॐ शान्तिः 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 सर्वेभ्यः धन्यवादाः।